Hey, hey, hey. What's going on? Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for tuning in today. As you are coming into the live, if you could drop your name, well, the city, because it's going to tell me your name. If you can drop the city you are here from, that would be great. Let's see. I'm playing around in these filters a little bit. I think I might like that one. Okay. So while you all are doing that, I am going to go ahead and introduce myself for the people that are new here. Okay. Okay. I like that one. Okay. So for my people who may be here for the first time, hey, thanks for joining. I'm your girl, Tiffany Nicole. And I'm having a problem here. I'm seeing everything in my camera. Okay, I feel better. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Tiffany Nicole. I am your cosmetology career and beauty business consultant. I help both emerging and established beauty professionals structure and grow their beauty business. All right. So that's what I'm here for. Let me know your specialty. What branch of cosmetology are you in? Let me know that in the chat. That's what I need to know because I really need to know who I'm talking to so I can incorporate you into this message that I have today. Okay. Uh, a lot of it, okay, you're on social media, so most of us are familiar with the type of things that trend at certain parts of the year, right? So it is November. Some of the causes and topics that we reflect on in November is like the men do the no shave November, and that is to bring awareness to like men's health. Some people do some types of fasting, maybe no sugar November, no social media November, whatever it is, right? As a reflection on self-care and, time management, right? So today I want to introduce to you the topic that I like to delve into in November, which is saying no in your beauty business in a healthy way, right? To create boundaries so that we don't experience the burnout, to make sure that, things are going in our business the way that we want them to go. So that is what I talk about in November. November. Saying no to multiple things in our beauty business. So I know you think, right? You think this is all about saying no to the clients. Not all of it. Not all of it, okay? There are things that as beauty professionals we need to say no to in our practices, in the way we show up, in, our consistency, in our customer journey. I talk a lot about that. If this is your first time here, if you go back through some of my videos, you will see where I focus on the customer journey because I think that we can use a little help with that and it will make a better relationship, right, between us and potential customers, right? Let alone our existing clientele. So for November, the first things I want us to say no to is some practices that we just need to, or because I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? I'll make a suggestion and we're all grown-ups here. So you're going to do what you want to do. You're going to take the information that works for you and apply it and just leave the rest right here on the live. Okay. Hey, and while you're at it, share it out to some other beauty professionals that might be able to use this information. Because just because we can't use it all or aren't interested in each specific point that I'm going to go over today, we don't know what our colleagues in the beauty industry may be struggling with, because we don't always tell everybody, right? We don't always tell each other. So go ahead and share this out with some beauty professionals that that you work with currently or have worked with in the past, or, just might need some encouragement, or you can see that maybe they need a little bit of structure, and these might be some good suggestions. Okay. So back on topic. Okay. Back to the meat and potatoes. One of the first things I want to say no to in November, this one is going to take us all the way back to cosmetology school, esthetician school, barber school, nail school, braider school, whatever it is that our specialty is, right? It's going to take us all the way back. And it is say no to improper sanitation, because we have to start at the foundation. We have to start at the foundation, right? To keep our customers safe, to keep ourselves safe, right? And just to make sure that we have a clean environment, especially those of us, that are licensed, right? We have our licensure on the line when we are not practicing proper sanitation. If you have a license, state board is going to come in for these inspections and things like that, and you want to make sure that you are on point. So this is the time of year for reflection and looking back at the things that worked and didn't work. So let's take the time to look at our sanitation practices. Have we gotten too rushed, in servicing our clients? Do we maybe need some help so that we can make sure that we are properly sanitizing, disinfecting, and all of the things that we were taught to do within our salon space, whether it is, as a salon owner, making sure that across the board, all of your staff, whether they are independent contractors or employees, both of them have to follow the sanitation code, right? Whether you are an independent contractor and you are, you have your own space, maybe you're in a salon suite, it still needs to be sanitized. We still need to practice infection control. Okay. So I'm not going to go deep into that, because we all know what that is. No matter what state you're in, we have continuing education hours, and sanitation is a part of those hours. I know here in Ohio, you have to have a whole separate class, and they are so strict on it that only the state provides the sanitation classes. Okay. So we know what that's about. So I want us to take a step back, look at what we're doing, and say no to improper sanitation procedures. Get back to the basics and do the things that we're supposed to do, and, protect ourselves and protect our clients. The second thing I want us as professionals to say no to in our practices is don't be late. Say no to arriving to work late. Let's just say no. Okay? Why is that important? It is important because if you are late, you cannot be prepared for your client. It is important because if you are late, you now do not have a leg to stand on when you are telling these clients that your policy is to cancel after 15 minutes late, to charge a fee after, however many minutes that they're going to be late, or to reschedule their appointment. Say no to arriving late, because we're going to operate with integrity. And the things that we're expecting of our clients, we're going to make sure that we do them ourselves. And we also want to be early at minimum. On time at minimum, early at best, so that we can prepare for our clients, so that we're not setting up when they come in. So we're going to say no to arriving late to the salon or to your suite or to the barber shop. Okay. So, hey, whoever is in the beauty industry can benefit from this information. Some of these things even transfer across industries. No matter what business you're in, you don't want to set the precedent of being late, because then, that is how your business is going to move. So if you want to see those changes, within your clientele and within your daily schedule, it has to start with us. So no to arriving to work late. All right, you guys with me? Are you with me? Do you have any questions? Do you have any suggestions? What do you feel like you can work on saying no to for ourselves in the beauty industry, for yourself in particular? So I need all my nail techs to tap in. I need my braiders to tap in. I need my hair loss specialists to tap in. I need my estheticians, med spas. Check in. Let me know what it is that you are going to be working on yourself to say no to in November. That's going to make you a better beauty professional, that is going to enhance your customer service, right? Because we all want to raise our prices. We all want to charge for our value. But are we really being valuable to our clients and our potential clients? So now we're going to roll over to the part I know you want to talk about. See, we don't like to talk about ourselves. We don't really like to look at ourselves and the things that we need to change. So, now we're going to move over and look outward and look into what we want to say no to our clients. Because I stay in these social media streets. I see all of the banter back and forth. I see it. I see it in the comments. I see the posts. We don't want the clients to do this. We don't want the clients to do that. All of these things. And then the clients are like, well, you do this and you do that and da 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 da. So I know this is the part that we like, right? This is the part that you want to hear, the part that you want to be affirmed and confirmed that you're doing the right thing, or that you are doing things for the betterment of your business, right? So I know you are ready for this. I know you're ready for it because, the girls like to tussle a little bit. So let's get to it. One of the things that we definitely want to do to create boundaries, healthy boundaries in our beauty business, is hours of operation. Let's stick to them by saying no to working outside of our hours. Say no. That client contacts you and you are no longer in the salon. You are at home with your kids. You're at home with your spouse. You are at the gym. Say no. Business hours are this. Don't, take the call, or don't work late. Don't work later than your normal hours. When when Target is closed, they can't call anyone and say, hey, can you open up? Hey, can you stay later because I'm in the store? No, there's going to be an announcement that the store will be closing in 15 minutes. Like, they're going to start, they are going to start the process of emptying out that building so that they can go home in time, right? So that they can do the things that they need to do to shut the business down and get home and prepare for the next day or whatever it is, right? So we need to make sure that we are doing the same thing. If you have a set hours of operation, let's stick to them. Okay? Let's just stick to them. I know it can be hard. I know, especially in the present economy, right? I know it can be hard because we are looking to get that money so that we can afford, to live, afford our lifestyles, afford to travel, afford to save, afford to take care of our children and our families, or whatever it is that you do with your money, right? We want to be able to afford that. So if somebody calls or if somebody DMs and says, hey, I know this is the hours, but I have this going on. Can I come anyway? Can you please take me at this time? Again, I can't tell you what to do. We are all grown-ups. But you have to decide when is the time to say no to the client and yes to yourself. And when you create those boundaries, then that's something they won't continue to expect. It really will be a special occasion or a once in a while or only because you are a VIP. That's another talk show. Okay. That is another talk show. We'll get there at another time, but we're going to stay on task for November, saying no and creating healthy boundaries in our beauty business. That's what we are going to stick to today. So some other things that we can say no to as far as the client and professional interaction. The my brain just went whoop. Say no to distractions. That's for everybody, whether you're in business, whether you are in school, whether you're just living your life and trying to get certain things done. Say no to distractions. That one was free. That's for everybody. I just throw that one in. No worries. Just throw that on in there. I know that one can go for everybody. So if you are here for the first time on my Facebook page, my Facebook business page for the Cosmetology Collective, where I help both emerging and established beauty professionals structure, organize, and grow their business. So today we are talking about November, saying no and creating healthy boundaries within our beauty business. Okay, I got a couple of more for you today. Just a couple more. My list is long. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, you should go over there. And so you can see, the content and engage in the conversation. I come over here sometimes, but I live on Instagram, on my Tiffany Nicole _ also hot, at Instagram. But, we're here right now. So this training is for here. I intentionally did not share this over on my Facebook page, and we could talk about that at another time. On my Instagram page, we can get into some more conversations inside of my beauty business group, where I will talk more about why, I post certain things at certain times and on certain platforms. It definitely is a rhyme and a reason to it. Circling back to November. Another thing that we want to say no to in our beauty business is doing services that we do not like to do, doing services that we are not capable of doing. Say no to services that, I don't really know how to say that to encompass it all, but say no to services that drain you. Say no to services that cause you burnout. If there is something that you just don't like to do, don't do it. Don't do it. Is that going to come at a cost? Yeah. There's going to be some people that may say, well, she's not doing this anymore. He's not doing this anymore, so I'm not coming. Most of them will be back. No worries. Most of them will be back. But, you have to stand on your policies and procedures. Do you have policies and procedures in your business? Do we? I know sometimes we are just kind of flying by the seat of our pants in this business, but sometimes we're in a hurry to get nowhere. We're in a hurry to make 6 figures, but we have not structured our business in order to receive that when it comes. We want this viral moment, but we're not structured to be able to handle the influx of clients and inquiries and DMs and all of these things that will occur when we have that viral moment. And then in turn, you fumble the bag. So we're going to say no to fumbling the bag. We are going to structure our businesses. We are going to set goals and plan out our 2024. We are going to plan out our 2024. Believe it or not, even in the beauty business, even, as a hairstylist, as a nail tech, as an esthetician, as a barber, right? As a braider, even as a small business where an independent contractor, planning makes a world of difference. As you are rolling out different services, understanding the different times of year, right? Because there are cases where, there's a high influx of clients and in cases where there's a not so high, influx of clients. You may be normally doing, 10, 12, 15 people a day. And then, times may be a little different where you're doing 7 or 8. That makes a huge difference. So you need to be able to plan for that. You need to be able to know when that time is coming and how you can turn it around, what you can put in place so that your income doesn't suffer. You need to plan, based on what type of services are your clients getting. What do they like? What don't they like? What do you like? What don't you like? All of that can be mapped out with a plan, and to be able to get more of the customers that you're looking for, more of your ideal customer. So we want to say no to unorganized beauty businesses, unstructured beauty businesses. We are going to say no to that in November. That's what we're going to do. We are going to say no to unorganized and unstructured business. What do I mean by unstructured, unorganized? First and foremost, if you are an independent contractor or a salon owner, we have to do business in a specific way. We have to do business. We need business bank accounts. We need to have an EIN. We need to have, LLC, sole proprietorship, however you want to organize or incorporate your business. This is not the training where I tell you which one is best and what to do. This isn't that. But this is where I'm going to say to you that matters. And it matters short term, and it definitely matters in the long term. Because as you're planning different things in your business, the foundation and the structure makes a difference. So do you also have ways that you do things, procedures? Is there a certain format that you use for creating a gel set versus an acrylic set? Is your setup the same? Are your products the same? Is it the same time? Can you use the same products following each service? All of these things are something that you need to know. How long does it take you to do that service? Because if you don't know how long it takes you to do it, how do you know if you're charging right? So the structure element of your business matters. It matters. It matters. It is so important so that you can keep track of things. Some people still like to do manual booking. I am a fan of online scheduling. I am a fan of organizing your online scheduler, branding it, making sure that your client communications are on and things like that. So with that, I use Acuity. I love it. I love Acuity. I know that there are other other platforms out there that you can use, but when I'm doing my teachings and my trainings, I talk from the standpoint of the things that I use. Now, can I answer questions about some other platforms? Absolutely. But am I going to say that I can give you a detailed class on the other ones? No. The ones that I use are the ones that I incorporate into my trainings. So I am a big fan of Acuity scheduling. I like it because it's easy to use. I like it because you can customize so many elements of it. I love the back end client communications. And if you are not using the paid version, because most of these platforms and apps and schedulers and things like that, most of them have a, a free version, or, whether it is for just a certain time, or whether, they just have a free version that you can use for however long. But as you are growing in your beauty business, or as you are looking to grow, we need to move into the paid, subscriptions to the things that we are using in our business, so that we can use them to their full potential. I want us to say no to not using our tools and systems to their full potential, right? So using our tools, the online booking, the maybe you have a drop shipping store, maybe you are selling products. If we're not using our tools, our payment processors, right? I'm talking about the one that is associated with your business, the one that uses your proper business, your legal business name, your proper business name, right? From your articles of incorporation, which is, your LLC, sole proprietorship, S corp, incorporation, partnership, whatever that is. Okay. That's what I mean when I say articles of incorporation. I try to make sure that I am explaining things. I know, that the audience is mixed, again, because I'm talking to new professionals and seasoned professionals. So I just want to make sure that I am giving enough information for us all to understand, what it is that we are getting into. So the structure is very important. We want to make sure that we are using our payment processors so that we can track, our income, so we can track our inventory, so we can track how often our clients are seeing us, so we can track how often they're getting what types of services, what time of the year they're getting different types of services. All of these things help us plan. This is the information that we need to plan. You need data to be able to create a plan. You can't just wake up and say, I'm going to make $500 extra this week. How? How are we going to do that? What did you make last week? How did you make that? What was your number one service? What was your number two service? Which service isn't performing at all? Which clients haven't you seen in 60 days, 90 days, 6 months? These are all of the things that are available to you when you use your tools properly. All of these things are available to you in Acuity, and I can help you use that data to grow, right? So if you are looking for an online booking system, or if you're considering that, go ahead and schedule a discovery call with me so we can see if what I have available is going to be a fit for you. Because if you do choose to do Acuity, I have a service where I set it up from the front to the back. Okay. We do the graphics, we do your descriptions, we do your client communications on the back end. And if you're moving into membership, some of my established pros, right, we're looking to do membership so that we have that consistent cash flow. We know when the client is coming. We know, when we need to order certain supplies based on when our clients are scheduled to come in. So those are some of the things that I can help you with inside of Acuity, right? So again, this November, saying no to create healthy boundaries in our beauty business, saying no to some practices that we can put behind us, and also saying no to some of the things that are a part of the customer and professional interaction. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. If you would like to know more about my upcoming planning session, I do a planning session at the end of the year every year. So if you have questions about that, go ahead and schedule your discovery call. Turn on your notifications. I will be posting more about that. Number 2, if you are ready to build out and brand your Acuity scheduler, go ahead and book that discovery call. Then we can move you over to actually purchasing the service if that is, where you're at. Once we have our conversation and discuss your needs, then we can go ahead and do that. But again, the link is in my bio to my link page so that you can find all of the service that you are looking for. Okay. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm your girl, Tiffany Nicole, the cosmetology career consultant and beauty business consultant. You all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.